Good afternoon. Paul Wiedefeld, General Manager of WMATA. Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to welcome you and thank the jurisdictional partners that are helping us with the SafeTrack program. With me today are Libby Garvey. Hi, Libby. Thanks for coming out from the Arlington County Board of Chair. Christian Dorsey, who's one of our board members, also from our Arlington County board member, and then Kathy Hudgens from Fairfax County Supervisor and also a Metro board member as well. We're here at East Falls Church Metro Station where the first SafeTrack Surge gets underway tomorrow. The first surge will bring major service changes to the Orange and Silver Line, riders, our customers, especially those west of Boston, including East Falls Church, West Falls Church, Dunloring, Vienna, Tyson's Corner, and Wheeling Rest and East stations. Let me just take a moment just to recap what we're trying to achieve with SafeTrack, what it's all about. It's a very aggressive track maintenance program that basically we're trying to do 3 years of work in 12 months. It is composed of 15 surge areas, safety surges as we're calling them, which require either continuous single tracking or actually some station closures. And they last anywhere from 1 week to more than a month. But it is more than just the surges. It is also midday closures and early out closures. And starting tonight, we will be shutting down the system at midnight every day of the week. So that kicks in tonight. Remember, the reason we're doing this, obviously, is to make the system safer and more reliable as quickly as we can. So let me focus on the first surge, Surge 1. It's a 13-day project, starting after closing tonight and then running through Thursday, June 16th. It will be around-the-clock single tracking between East Falls Church and Boston. We'll reduce service along the Orange and Silver lines. The worst impacts, unfortunately, are on the Orange and Silver lines west of Boston. Biggest effects will obviously be during the rush hour, and you can expect extreme crowding and long delays in those stations if people don't come up with some other alternatives. So please consider other alternatives. If you can, travel outside of the rush hour period if possible. We strongly urge telecommuting. I know the local jurisdictions are doing that as well. Carpooling, van pooling, you can go to commuterconnections.org to get information on that. Consider Metro bus or local bus options. You can use Trip Planner on our site and other sites, which the local jurisdiction will talk about in a minute. Biking and bike sharing services are another option. And again, for those that must use the rail service, please give yourself plenty of time to adjust. Service during, let me just talk about what we will be providing during the surge in terms of some of the rail service. So basically for those with limited options, the trains will run every 18 minutes, on headways every 18 minutes with 8-car trains. We will provide additional Orange Line trains between Boston and New Carrollton. We will be providing additional Metro bus, Fairfax County Connector, and the ART bus service, which is just turning in here now. And then it will be free shuttle between Boston East Falls Church and Boston West Falls Church to deal with any overflow issues we have there. For more information, please go to WMATA.com/SafeTrack, and it's the center for a hub of information about the surges and about the entire project. And we will continue to update that and add information as we learn and as more things come online. As you know, Mayor Bowser yesterday held a news conference where she outlined a number of things that the district are doing, and we thank her very much for everything that she's doing and the entire district is doing, as well as Arlington and Fairfax County. You'll be hearing from them shortly. But before turning over to the local officials, I really wanted to recognize and thank all of you in the media, because it's taken an effort from obviously us, but just as important, if not more important, you to get the word out and continue to do that. So we'll continue to work with you to give you as much information as we possibly can so that we get it out to the customers in general. So with that, let me just turn it over to Ms. Garvey.
Thank you so much, Paul. And I'd like to echo his thank you for you all being here, because the important thing is to be getting the word out. And I would like to say to Mr. Wiedefeld and to the Metro folks, I talk to people, 25% of just about the people in Arlington take transit. We are crucially dependent on Metro, and most people realize this is going to be inconvenient, but it has to happen, and many people are relieved and thankful that really Metro is giving maintenance and safety the attention that it needs. So we're glad this is happening. We know it's going to be a little inconvenient for a while for folks. We're also really pleased with the kind of regional cooperation we've got. I'm going to ask my My colleague Christian Dorsey is on the Metro board to say a few words, but we have Kathy Hudgens here from Fairfax County. I know she's going to be talking. As Paul mentioned, we've been working with the district. We're all working together to make this work. I got to see some of our guys. They're planting signs for bicycle routes. So if people decide they think they want a bike, we've just installed a new station. I think it's going in right now as I speak, a bike share station. And the guys are putting out very clear signs to make it easy for you to figure out how to take your bike and to do it that way. Happily, we're doing this in fairly nice weather, so this is a nice time to be biking. And I think as Paul, I think we're all going to say the same thing. As much as possible, we encourage people to telework when you can. Try not to get in your car. If you do, carpool with somebody, but find other modes. Telework if you can. Actually, in Arlington, we're trying to model this, and we are providing training for our supervisors and our employees on how to telework and how to make it work well, and encouraging folks to walk, bike, get in your car with somebody else. Don't go by yourself, and we're going to make this work. And it really is a team effort. Again, thank you to the media for being here. Thank you to our regional partners. Thank you to WMATA. This particular system we all depend on. Metro is the lifeblood. It's not gotten the attention it needs. It's getting it now. We're going to make this work. People are flexible, patient, and we're going to get through this, and we're going to be in a much better place when we're done. And now I'd like to invite my colleague Christian Dorsey to say a few words.
Thank you, Libby, and thank you all. You know, this has been an incredible 2 weeks. It's only been, in fact, 2 weeks since the final SafeTrack plan was drafted, for which we, the regions, have had an opportunity to respond to the first element of the surge, single tracking between East Falls Church and Ballston. And I have to say, it was extremely challenging to come up with mitigation strategies within such a short period of time. But within that challenge, some wonderful results have been produced, and we have a lot of Arlington's transit staff who are here who have been principal in making it work, looking at the entire transit network to ensure that buses, both operated by WMATA and also operated by Arlington through Arlington Transit, could increase capacity where possible to service more people along existing routes. So along the route that is affected by the first surge, we have more capacity that's going to take people to the Ballston Metro, where, as Chairman Wiedefeld mentioned, we have not only trains that will be running through on a slower schedule, but added service which will provide greater capacity during the rush hours. So we'll have bus routes that serve the Metro. We'll have bus routes and shuttle opportunities that can take people from here to a place that is not experiencing single tracking. We also have added capacity on bus routes that take people from Arlington into the District of Columbia. This is a holistic effort to try and make sure that even despite this inconvenience, we can still give our customers a transit alternative to get to where they want to go. I want to doubly emphasize what you've heard before. There will be options for people to use the rail system, provided they devote simply more time to their morning commute. So that's going to require a little bit of patience. But where that's not possible, we do have mitigation options that will put you on a bus, which will allow you to bike safely and in numbers. And hopefully we will get through this in a way that shows the resilience of our region. Even though this is big, even though we haven't dealt with this before, you know, we've seen when we've been challenged, whether it be the Pope coming to town or other catastrophic events, that this region can respond. And this is going to be a case where hopefully we can model what will happen over the course of the next 10 months as these surges affect other elements of the line as we go down. So it's my pleasure to now bring up my colleague on the Metro board from Fairfax County, Supervisor Kathy Hudgens.
Thank you very much, Christian. And I think there's a message here, and I'd echo first and foremost that this is about safety, and we're doing it because we do believe that not only is the Metro system a good system, it has to be a safe system. And we're simply asking our customers that they endure a little impatience, not too much impatience, in trying to get through these past weeks. As you noted, the coordination is going on. It includes not only our local jurisdictions, but the Council of Governments in many different roles in making sure information should get out. And likewise, as in Arlington, Fairfax County is making a very big step to find out how we can reach our customers that may be interrupted by this particularly first surge as it gets underway, but throughout, because they use the system throughout. We know that information is important, so I would call your attention to Fairfax County government, fairfaxcounty.gov SafeTrack and fairfaxcounty.gov alerts, and that's where you can get information. Remember, go back to WMATA.com to know the SafeTrack plan. But as we look at these separate mini interruptions, we're going out to our employees and asking them to please encourage your employees to take other options here. And that's first and foremost, because we know that it will be an inducement to get back in the car, and we know in these Fairfax roads it will not be able to bear it. And so it's for the well-being of everyone who has to travel. And so, as others have said, look for flexible work alternatives. You can do teleworking, but we want to introduce also the other services that we're going to bring in. Fairfax County has decided that we will provide additional services. We want to encourage folks that if they do choose to drive, they need to know that there are lots of parking options in Fairfax County so that they can get out of the car. We have 2,400 free parking spaces. Burke, Herndon, Monroe, Rolling Valley, Saratoga, Stringfellow. Those folks are connecting into other rail systems, so it gives them an alternative. In addition, we have the Metro park and ride sites that are here, and we have 2,500 spaces at the Franconia Metro and at Huntington and West Falls Church, and there are spaces still available there. I think the other part is the connector service is going to be extremely important to folks. Out of the connector services, we are going to provide special services to the Pentagon. There are going to be three new Pentagon routes. The 599 Reston to Pentagon is expanded, and that goes along the Dulles Toll Road, and it's an express route. We'll have a supplemental rush hour one at the Vienna Metrorail station, and it goes up I-66 to Pentagon. And finally, the 393 and the 394 that goes up Saratoga. And what we're trying to do is intersect folks as they start their drive and get them off the roads so that we will not be faced. We also are looking at the fare so that they can easily get into the system. I think the thing that I'd like to leave with you is that, as Christian has said, when we face a challenge, we all figure out how to come together as a region. And as you noted, we've offered as many options as possible to people. And I think we will be introducing to a lot of people a transit experience that they've not had before. I wanted to introduce the commuter connection. Don't be afraid that if you take one of these services, you have an emergency and can't get home. Sign up for commuter connection and go online and sign up, and you can get a free ride to your home. Sick kid calls in, you can get home without being fearful. But I think over these 12 months, we're going to pull together and fill the void here and the service delivery. But the most important thing that we'll get out of this is a better, safer system for all of our customers. Thank you, and I do hope that we will encourage the communication that continues to go out to the public. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll just wrap up. Just again, this isn't going to be easy. We all know that, but again, I think pulling together, we can deal with it. One thing I do want to make clear, though, is that SafeTrack is not the cure-all. There's a series of issues that we have to deal with in the system. The rail cars, as you know, that I'm working on, the administration, the management side of the house, the series of things that we need to do much better on. But this is just getting to the the basics of the system is getting the track to perform the ways to perform, and that's both from a safety perspective and a reliability perspective. Again, I want to thank the media for all that they've done. I want to thank the local jurisdictions, and most importantly, I want to thank the customers for what they basically have to do to help us get through this. So thank you very much. Be glad to take any questions.
Well, we're hours away now. Can you tell us who's going to be in charge of this?
Yes, actually, we have just hired a person, Miss Laura Mason, and she comes to us from Bechtel. She has over a decade of experience, both public and private experience. She's an engineer from Duke and has an MBA from Stanford. So basically, it will be her job to wake up every morning and think about this project and go to bed every night and think about it as well.